What's up, guys? Jacob Ober here. Welcome to another episode of BuckTalk, and tonight the Bucks inexplicably lose a game to the 3-14 Suns at home on a Fear the Deer night. I don't know what to say about this one, you guys. I didn't get a chance to watch the majority of the game. I only saw the final few minutes of the fourth quarter, but apparently the Bucks were horrible from three-point land, and that included a 10 for 44 performance from behind the arc, including a 0 for 12 performance from Brook Lopez from behind the arc. Not really sure what happened there. When I watched the end of the game, it looked like the Bucks had it in the grasp, like it had the 6-point lead with like 2 minutes to go. It looked like everything was going their way, that they had this one under control after a rocky start. I was getting scoring updates. I knew that the Bucks were playing from behind for the majority of the night, but I did fully expect them to turn around, and it looked like they did. But at the end of the game, they just couldn't pull it out, and part of that reason I think was because the bad foul calls on Middleton and Giannis. I mean, they didn't call them on. There was no calls, but Middleton and Giannis. I think it was the final minute. The two or three Bucks possessions they had, two of them were foul calls. They didn't call fouls on them, but it looked like they were clearly fouled, Giannis and Middleton. They probably should have both went to the free throw line, and that's potentially 4 points right there. And that definitely swings the game in favor of the Bucks and probably nets the Bucks a victory. But that doesn't excuse the terrible three-point shooting performance. The Suns, I believe, shot 50%. I don't know what their three-point shooting percentage was. I believe Devin Booker finished with 29 points, though Giannis had a season-high 35 points tonight. Brogdon had 21. I'm not sure what everyone else finished with. I haven't really looked exactly at the box score yet, but yeah, this was a really, really weird game. Down the stretch, I mean, everything that could have gone wrong for the Bucks went wrong down the stretch, and it's not exactly all their fault either. Obviously, the two blown foul calls that should have sent the Bucks to the line, and then Jamal Crawford against really good defense, just pulling up and hitting the luckiest shot of all time, as Jamal Crawford is very well known to do. And then you have at the buzzer, Middleton did hit a three, but it did not count. He did not get the ball out of his hands. So, yeah, I mean, that was a really tough one to take. And if there's 0.2 seconds left on the clock, Middleton gets that one off, and the Bucks win. Reminded me a lot of the Jason Terry one. They went in to try to tie the game at the end last year versus the Pelicans, and the ball bounced out to Terry for three, hits the three, but they waved it off because he had it before the buzzer, or after the buzzer sounded. So but a lot of people might be really concerned about this one. I mean, and the Bucks really didn't play a great game overall tonight. It was pretty poor performance, especially from three. I mean, if you're shooting 10 for 44 and one of your best three-point shooters is 0 for 12, it's pretty hard for you to win a game. But the fact that they only lost this game by 2 on a night where one of their best three-point shooters was 0 for 12, that their team shot 10 for 44, that they got the two bad no calls towards the end of the game that they hit, and of course the Suns hit the really lucky shot with Brogdon and Crawford's face. I mean, you take all that into consideration and come out with the fact that the Bucks only lost by 2. It doesn't seem as bad. And, I mean, it's a possibility that they might have been a little tired. I don't know. I mean, they've played a game every other day now for a while now, I think, and they're going to be playing tomorrow night as well. Which, by the way, I fully expect the Bucks to win tomorrow night. They are a team that comes out of losses like this, and they play really hard. I wouldn't be surprised if the Bucks ended up beating the Spurs by, 25 or so. I mean, but we'll see what happens there. But, yeah, I mean, I can't say a whole lot about the game because I only saw the final few minutes, but based on the statistics, I mean, it was just a really horrible off night for the Bucks and a really, really great night for the Suns, and yet the Suns still, through all the circumstances, only ended up winning by 2. And, if Brook Lopez hits one of those threes, the Bucks win by 1 point. So if he hits one of those 12 threes he missed, the Bucks win by 1 point. And a lot of them were open threes, too. So that tells me more that this was just a blip on the radar than anything. So I'm not really that concerned. The Bucks are still 13-5, and there's going to be games along the road. It's an 82-game season. There's going to be games where you just don't have it. And the Bucks didn't have it tonight, and yet they still only lost by 2. And down the stretch there, they played really well. The Suns got a few lucky bounces here and there. They got a few. They got away with a few lucky no calls, and of course Jamal Crawford hits the lucky shot to win the game. But yeah, I mean, just move on to the next one. And we'll see what happens. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Really tough one to talk about tonight, but I'm sure the Bucks will bounce back, and I'll be back tomorrow night with another Buck Talk after the game. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and as always, go Bucks.